In a quiet, picturesque village in Nigeria, nestled between rolling green hills and vibrant marketplaces, there lived twin sisters, Timi and Tari. Theirs was a bond as close as the threads of the Ankara fabric they both adored. At 27, they were both black and beautiful, their radiant smiles lighting up the village streets wherever they went. With intricately braided hair and an unmistakable confidence, they were the pride of their family and the envy of many. Though they shared the same features, their personalities could not have been more different. Tari was outgoing and vivacious, her laughter often echoing through the village. She had a magnetic charm that drew people to her effortlessly. Timi, on the other hand, was reserved and introspective, preferring the comfort of her own thoughts to the noise of the crowd. Yet despite their differences, they were inseparable. That was until Tari met Dozie. Dozie was the epitome of a dream come true, wealthy, handsome, and charismatic. At 35, he was a successful businessman with a reputation that extended far beyond the village. When he and Tari began their relationship, they became the talk of the town. Villagers marveled at the way Dozie adored Tari, showering her with gifts and attention that made her glow with happiness. For Timi, watching from the sidelines, the joy in Tari's life stirred something unexpected: envy. At first, she admired their love. She was happy for her sister, or so she told herself. But as time went on, admiration gave way to resentment. Why should Tari have it all? They were twins, weren't they? Weren't they supposed to share everything? Timi tried to bury these feelings, but they took root and grew stronger with each passing day. It didn't help that the village's whispers only added fuel to the fire. Tari is so lucky, they'd say. Dozie is everything a woman could dream of. Timi began to wonder why luck had chosen Tari and not her. One evening, as the sun dipped behind the hills and cast the village in a golden glow, Tari left to visit some friends. Seizing the opportunity, Timi devised a plan. She sought out Dozie, claiming she needed his advice. She played on his kindness, weaving a tale of loneliness and longing. She spoke of how hard it was to live in her sister's shadow, of her desire to find someone who could see her for who she truly was. Dozie, caught off guard, listened attentively. Timi's vulnerability seemed genuine, and her words tugged at his heart. In that moment, he saw her not as Tari's sister, but as a woman longing for connection. It was a moment of weakness, one that led to a decision they both would regret. Timi thought she had won. For the first time, she felt like she had something Tari didn't. But as the days turned into weeks, her triumph began to sour. The guilt of her betrayal gnawed at her, and the fear of being discovered consumed her. Tari's happiness, once a source of envy, now became a painful reminder of the secret Timi was hiding. As her jealousy festered, Timi made a chilling decision. She convinced herself that there was only one way to escape her torment and claim what she believed should have been hers all along. She prepared a special meal for her sister, adding a deadly ingredient to the recipe. The following morning, the village was shaken by the sound of wails coming from Timi and Tari's home. Tari was found lifeless, her radiant smile gone forever. The villagers mourned deeply, assuming she had succumbed to a sudden illness. Timi played her part well, crying alongside them, her grief appearing as raw as anyone else's. The funeral was a somber affair, with the entire village in attendance. Dozie stood by Timi's side, his own heart heavy with sorrow. But as the days turned into weeks, he began to notice something unsettling. Timi's behavior was off. She avoided his gaze, her stories about Tari's final days didn't always add up, and there was a nervous energy about her that he couldn't ignore. Driven by a gnawing intuition, Dozie started piecing together the fragments of the truth. When he confronted Timi, his voice trembled with disbelief and anger. "You killed your own sister," he demanded, his eyes blazing with fury. "For what? To take her place in my life?" Timmy fell to her knees, tears streaming down her face. "I loved you, Dozie," she sobbed. "I couldn't bear to lose you to her. I thought if she were gone, you might see me." But Dozie's love had turned to disgust. He stepped back, shaking his head. "You think I could ever love someone who betrayed her own blood? Who destroyed her sister for her own selfishness?" Without another word, Dozie walked away, leaving Timmy to face the crushing weight of her actions. The truth couldn't stay hidden for long. Word spread through the village, and soon everyone knew of Timmy's betrayal. Once admired and respected, she became a pariah, shunned by all who had once called her friend. Even her family turned their backs on her, unable to reconcile the Timmy they had loved with the monster she had become. Isolated and tormented by regret, Timmy spent her days by the river where she and Tari had played as children. The gentle flow of the water seemed to whisper of forgiveness, but Timmy knew she didn't deserve it. She had destroyed not only her sister but also the bond they had shared, the love their parents had cherished, and the respect of the village that had once embraced her. The story of Timmy and Tari became a cautionary tale, told around fires and in hushed whispers. It was a stark reminder of the destructive power of envy and the devastating consequences of betrayal. Timmy lived on, a shadow of her former self, haunted by the memory of her sister and the choices that had led her down a path of ruin. The village, though scarred by the tragedy, held on to the lesson it left behind, that no happiness can ever be built on the suffering of others, and that envy, left unchecked, can destroy even the deepest of bonds. And so, the river continued to flow, carrying with it the whispers of a story that would never be forgotten,